Right, hello, welcome. I am calling all my hotheads out there. Where are you at? This video is for you. Regardless of whether or not you consider yourself to be a hothead, we've all had these moments of kind of like reaching a tipping point in a situation where we feel like we kind of just snap and we say or we do something that we regret later. This might be an argument with a loved one, or it could be a stressful situation at work in a team setting or with a coworker. But bottom line, when we react like this, we are not in our highest integrity. And we end up saying or doing something that we might regret later. So it might feel good in the moment, but it's not advantageous or productive in the long run. And I think we know this. If you're watching this channel, chances are that you are someone who is a high achiever, but wants to act out of integrity and remain composed and have your head held high in all situations. So we're always trying to better ourselves, right? It's not just for us, but for the people around us, our coworkers, our loved ones, strangers, acquaintances. Like, we want to be high expressions of ourselves, our true selves. That's truly what a leader is, someone who can remain composed. So how do we remain composed? What does that look like? In these moments of triggered reactions, we often feel out of control, almost like out of our bodies. And we have to realize that our nervous system was designed to keep us safe from danger. And this is good. But what happens is that when our nervous system is extra amped up because we've had a really stressful day, or a situation is extra triggering for whatever reason, it could be warranted, it could be because it reminds you of a situation from the past, that survival mode starts to kick in on the body. And the body becomes superhuman. And it becomes not concerned with anything beyond what's going on in the present moment. It's only concerned with staying safe. And so what happens is we say or do things that we regret later, because that part of the nervous system, it's referred to as the sympathetic nervous system, starts to take precedent over anything else. So we become very reactive so that we can face any threat that's in front of us with vigilance, with strength, and with speed. There is an area of the brain, it's called the prefrontal cortex. So I'm cupping my hand over my forehead if you're listening to this video, not watching, but it's right behind the forehead. And this area of the brain makes us uniquely human, because what it does, it's associated with higher reasoning and discernment. So I am not going to say this now because it'll influence my life in this way later. So why would this be advantageous in the face of an immediate threat? It wouldn't. It wouldn't. We don't care if something's really causing us danger, like evolutionary wise, we're not going to think twice before we do something to make sure that our physical animal bodies survive. It doesn't matter what happens later if we're not around for later. So that part of the brain shuts off, and that's advantageous. It keeps us out of danger. However, a lot of times these interactions or these stressful situations, they aren't putting our body at danger. And it's not advantageous for the prefrontal cortex to shut off. So we can intercept this intense reactivity in a few ways, but first is by listening to the signals that our body produces as stress starts to build. This is something that I work with my clients on. Everyone's got a unique way that they listen to their body and that their body shows them that they're stressed, but general signs might be an increased heart rate. The heart rate starts to just start to beat really fast. Breath starts to become short and shallow. Muscle tone starts to get really tense, so the shoulders start to come up to the ears, the jaw starts to tense, and then thoughts start to race. When we're stressed, dopamine's released in the brain to increase psychomotor speed. We want to be able to think fast to react fast. So when some of these signals start to happen, when you can start to listen, checking out what's going on in the body, okay, the animal body part of me is starting to get stressed out. I'm starting to be stressed in this moment right now. It could be in the middle of an argument. Track your body, track your signals, and then choose a way to slow that biology down. Again, this might take some finessing, some coaching, some intentionality around your part to figure out what works for you. Some of my clients love forward folds, like literally like standing and then dropping the head below the heart so that the blood can rush to the brain. If you haven't tried it yet, it's just delicious. Just 3 breaths like that can just calm the body down out of a state of stress. Deep belly breath, so placing your hand on your belly and, if possible, breathing into your belly. That's not accessible to everyone. Sometimes the diaphragm gets really tight and it's hard to press breath down there. Shaking can feel really good. So shaking 1 limb at a time for like 30 seconds each will discharge some of that extra energy. It can be really helpful to ask for space. So I need a minute to myself. Just separating yourself from the situation, if possible, can really help. So again, these situations might be nuanced, right? Like you might be in a work meeting and feel like, oh my gosh, I'm tracking my biology. So like shaking is going to be weird if like you're in a room with people and you start shaking. But belly breaths, you can do that kind of under the radar, undercover, without making a scene. Often when I'm in an argument with my loved one or a family member, I'm like, I just need space right now. I can feel my biology start to reach that tipping point, and my partner specifically knows, okay, it's time for us to separate. And when I'm in the other room, I do whatever it takes to just calm my biology down, be with my feelings. For me, I love child's pose. And then when I'm able to reapproach the situation, I can do so with my prefrontal cortex, with the part of my brain that's like, I'm not going to say this to you because it's hurtful, and I'm going to regret that later, and I don't want to hurt you because I love you. So again, different people are going to resonate with different interceptions in different ways. Kind of just depends on you and your unique way of being in the world, your unique triggers. It can also be extremely advantageous to soothe your nervous system in a preventative way. That's for another video, but just like a slight introduction to that would be throughout the day. I call this preventative, like a preventative stress resilience plan. You just have little pockets in the day to calm the nervous system so that you're not building an intensity throughout the day and then reach that tipping point. You are hitting a level of stress and then you're finding a way to calm down and then hitting a level. So you kind of stay at more of like a medium level. Like you let yourself edge into stress, but not over the top, if that makes sense. Think about the people who you admire and respect in life, the people who you look up to. Chances are that they embody a sense of calm and composure in highly stressful situations, that they're very present. There's something really admirable about people who can just like hold their composure amidst triggers and stress. And it takes tone, it takes consciousness, it takes knowing your body and building a relationship with your body. But your team will thank you, your coworkers will thank you, and honestly, most importantly, your family and your loved ones will thank you. Especially those days when you come home after a long, hard day of work and know what you need to do to treat them with respect and care. So if you want to learn how to apply some of these techniques into your own life, please reach out to me. I have a variety of coaching packages, and I would be honored to work with you. My information is down below this video, and you are also welcome to subscribe to this channel for more pep talks for high achievers. And I also have quite a few classes from my membership program uploaded into the Science and Magic Studio channel. And these are just simple ways. They're like yoga practices, meditations, classes, and they're ways to soothe the body. And this is something I could talk about all day, every day, and I love doing it. So let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll talk to you soon.